most interesting to me is how many people are leaving the state of California. And I keep talking to people. It seems like a lot of the sellers, you'd expect a certain percentage of sellers to be sellers and buyers, but it seems like so many of these sellers are just leaving.
Yeah, no. Hey, a couple of years ago, it was all like contingent, especially from a legal standpoint. Like, you can hire whatever agent you want, but your ass with me is purchased the very last day. I have a trick. No agent ever catches
Big Daddy, Bryan Garrity.
Wait, you're asking me to tell you my trick. I can't tell my trick on here. Everybody will know it. No agents ever catch it.
But no, so it's a very interesting setup right now, and I want to get to the community stuff you want to discuss, and I want to talk about what's happening in the marketplace.
Yeah, it all goes together. Anyway.
It does. It really coincides because you've heard sort of the cliche sayings. Warren Buffett says, "Be greedy when others are fearful. Be fearful when others are greedy."
Yeah.
I continue to see, let's call it greedy actions. Okay, and then I look at we've got a Fed open market committee meeting going on starting today. They'll end tomorrow. They'll release their statement tomorrow at the end. There's an expectation built into this market that the Fed is going to cut rates at some point this year, which is mind-boggling.
Which is the opposite of what everyone was saying or what everyone's anticipating.
Well, I mean, it's
crazy.
It just doesn't make sense.
No.
The Fed is supposed to stop the bleeding.
Yeah.
How can you say we're bleeding when the stock market's near an all-time high? I mean, how does it make sense for the Fed to step in? They're not supposed to be there to make sure the economy grows.
No. It was just when everything was rolling backwards. It was supposed to stimulate, not to keep stimulating. No, it's crazy. It's super crazy.
I know. I don't think they're going to cut rates. I think that the Fed has their shit together. I think that they are not going to make a mistake and cut early, because that's the worst thing that can happen is you throw gas in this fire. When you start using your shield as a sword, you know that things are bad for you. Okay, if we were in battle and I was using my shield, because the Fed is supposed to be a shield. They're supposed to protect us.
Right.
They're not supposed to go out there and fight the economic fight so that we can have unsustainable growth. Here's a stat for you, and I had my dad do the math on this because it's really difficult math.
All right.
Last 10 years, the stock market has quadrupled.
It is crazy.
Quadruple.
Yeah.
In the last 10 years.
Mind-boggling.
Now, if you back out the amount that is per year compounded, it's almost 15%. So 15% annual compounding returns in the stock market for 10 straight years.
Yeah, it's not sustainable.
It can't, man.
It's not sustainable.
And if this is the crack that Wall Street is getting addicted to, and it somehow gets to the Fed, if the Fed does cut rates this year, guys.
Right.
That is going to be me.
You're going to be screaming. We'll be on here. Bam, 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 bam. Like, bam.
I'm going to just be so beside myself. And I'm going to show you one thing here. So let's pull this up real quick, Gary. So this here is the Dow Jones today. This is just one day's action. You can see where we started here early on. We opened up down here in the 26.3 range, and we popped up. For the day, we're up 367 points. Okay, we're up 367 points.
It's big.
On what?
Yeah, no, it doesn't
Nothing.
make any sense.
Now, if we go and look at the VIX, this is the volatility index. This is also known as the fear index, which helps us measure, what is the market thinking as far as risk at this point. And what you'll notice is that the VIX is just barely down. I mean, it's almost not down. It's just barely down. Now, on a huge up day, you would expect the VIX to be very, very quiet, really sunk in. But if you'll notice, the VIX has actually gone up throughout the trading day. So it started the trading day here at this level, this horizontal line, and is now trading up here and has been as high as here in this one day. So the fear is not, it's not bad because we're still down. The VIX is still down for the day. But if you look at it in comparison, something doesn't give. Something doesn't make sense here. How could we be up so much in the stock market and yet the VIX refuses to go down?
Yeah.
It just shows you that I think they're playing us.
It's a good one.
I do.
Conspiracy is right.
Well, I think they leaked.
Set us up.
Yeah.
Knock you down. It's kind of like the before the last crash, where they were like giving anybody who had a pulse a loan. We also had inventory. Bad lending. But the idea of that crash, too, and the stimulus was to stimulate the economy. not to keep stimulating. The fact the rates, and when we're talking about the rates, like the Fed rates, I think some people misunderstand. It's like, yes, it impacts mortgages, but they're talking about the overnight lending rates between banks, which
right.
trickles out down into mortgage rates. Problem is, we were supposed to only have an uptick, not a downtick. No conspiracy, but I'm like, the government sure loves to hold on to Fannie and Freddie. It's a huge profit center for the guy. It's a massive profit center. Like, can I have some of that? but it is. I mean, I think there's a point of that where, like, too, where they just won't admit it's like, cut it loose, privatize it again. It's like, get it out of the system. But
no.
And I'm shocked that actually. No, I'm not shocked. I'm not. You get it. Like, it's shocking, but it's not shocking, but it's shocking. I'm a little shocked that our current president. Well, no, I'm not shocked. That's on both sides. Like, speak the truth. He's a businessman. He understands that's a huge profit center. Did I just give him credit?
I don't know.
I don't need it. Yeah. You know, super. Don't be pelted. Yeah, I don't need to get pelted. Or pelt. Come on. Derrick knows. We'll have fun. Do you see what I'm saying, though, about it? Like, with him, like, or just take with the government in general. Huge profit center. Versus, like, you would think they would want to privatize. There's the only thing that's not congruent that doesn't make sense.
Well, if you look at the line items, though, for the government as far as the money makers, number one money maker for the government is tax revenue.
Yeah.
Okay? About $200 billion a month. Okay, that's a big chunk of change. Ooh. The second biggest line item is Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Okay, they're sweeping tens of billions of dollars a year.
You understand?
Into that.
Thank you.
So
you get it.
It is possible that because of who we have as the president, understanding real estate and being a business person, and the fact that Fannie and Freddie have become such profit centers for the government, that they will look at what's going on in the marketplace and say, you know what, we have to be pro-real estate. We have to be, in the real estate business because whether we like it or not, we are.
Yeah. Oh, they fully are. I mean, they're 100%. 100%. I think, too, though, if you think about the economy or the government in general, like, think of how much of the economy is fueled by real estate. I was law before this, so, like, not to say it because I'm in real estate. It's true, though. Like, how it affects, like, how many jobs it affects, like, how many people it affects. Yes, get people in a house all day. That's what it's about. Or get the household all day. I get that. But, like, when things start to go down with real estate, the contractors, carpet layers, painters,
everything.
But I don't think most people associate all that.
Home Depot, Target,
everything.
Most of the stuff people are filling their carts with,
everything.
It's going in the house somewhere.
No, it's everything. No, it's a good point. I'm glad we talked about it because it's true. And I don't think people understand, like, we are shifting. No, we're not. Well, it's getting to be spring, beyond. Like, so of course we're going to get busier, but we're shifting. I know I've been saying it for over a year and no one would believe it. For KW, we have altitude shift, the class. I think I did it. April 19? God, I'm getting old. 2018. People were like, no, there's no shift. I was like, no, it's starting, but that's okay. It's percolating down here. You got to pay attention. Maybe it's the lawyer in me, I don't know, but you have to pay attention. You have to see what's going on around you. Pay attention. Like, too many people are just focused on the right now, not the bigger picture. And I don't think it's fair to do that to either a seller or a buyer. I think they need to understand exactly what's going on. Hell, maybe I educate them too much. I don't know.
Well, heck, I mean, what's great about these interest rates going down is we are live here on Facebook. You can drop your comments in. I see we have one from Ricky. I can't wait to get to it. Ricky, if you want to make more comments,
Silver?
We'll read them on. Oh, yeah.
God, he's a bitch. I love that. Is he on there? What is that bitch commenting on? I went in right now. I can't see shit over there because I can't read. Silver.
No, he says, VIX is 15.15. How much lower do you want it, Derrick?
Well, Evans, come on.
All I'm saying,
to 2.
And it is, you're right, it did drop lower to 15, now at 15.14. I don't want it to go any lower. No. I really don't. Personally, I want to see the market do what it's supposed to do, but I mean, the bottom line is, what is that going to be? I mean, you can kind of see here, if I can't really draw on this particular, maybe I can draw on this particular chart.
But Ricky is super smart for that stuff.
No, Ricky is super smart. I 100% really agree. But
no, I know. I'm just saying, like, this is a good person having a conversation.
He's a good person to have a conversation, but if I look at if you just look at this chart here, which goes back to September 2018, which is right before I got out of stocks, You can see we've had a lot of trouble at that level, and you can't see because this stupid thing won't go away. Go away. All right, there it is. So you can kind of see here, we've had a lot of trouble with this particular area in the Dow. I don't know. I don't expect it to necessarily do anything, but I was just pointing out that I think the rumors of Fed rate cut, it stinks to me.
Yeah.
It stinks. Like there's no reason the Fed should even be considering cutting rates.
It doesn't make sense. Not from a global standpoint. No way.
Right. So it seems like a farce to either but have a short cover rally or whatever this is. Try to make a new high. They've been trying to get to 27,000 for a while now, as you can see, going back quite a ways. Haven't been able to get there. Is this just where the big money is unloading? I don't know, man. But all I know is it's starting to stink. It doesn't make sense. We're seeing, a serious just bifurcation in some of these indicators that have historically worked. You see the yield curve invert. That's always been a sign of things are getting a little frothy. So not to go on a tangent, but just to say like, hey, let's be smart here. And I think we started this with, can't we all just get along? Because we wanted to
I'm glad Ricky popped in. That's perfect.
Exactly.
That's a good thing. No, he's one of my best friends in the world. But
he's replying. He say Dow is irrelevant. Old man index.
He's such a bitch. I told you, have that bitch on here. No, I love him to death. I do. He's my bestie. But I would say this: community. Let's talk about it really quick.
Community. Yeah, I mean,
I think real estate agents need to understand, and I mean this. Do I love everybody? Kind of. Well, no, I do. I like to take that as the lead premise. Do I need to bitch slap some people? Yeah, all day. You screw with my seller or my buyer, like you'll find out. It's not all hearts and rainbows, and other situations. But really, 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 if people would step back, we don't need to rip each other's faces off. Everybody do their job, follow the contract. You negotiated, you agreed, get collaborative. It goes so much further for the clients. It does. It really does. I don't care if you're. So I'm Keller Williams, Ricky's Compass, XYZ is Berkshire. I love a lot of the Compass agents. A lot of them they're fantastic. They're A+. Keller Williams agents, a lot of them are cut above. Berkshire agents, a lot of them are covered above. Pacific, I mean, you could go through it, make all the reasons why or what for. Why do I stay here? Why do you go there? Why didn't you take this? Doesn't matter. Like, don't worry about what the individual circumstances are, but come together as a community and work. Look, I love it. Like, I would have Ricky on a deal, Sonia Zizi on a deal. Just I could name and go on and on and on and on and on down, but at the end of the day, it works in the client's best interest. It does. I was out on a
for everyone to work together.
Yeah. I was out on. I was showing. It's a sell by. I'm like, okay, but the client said, like, why do you always ask who the agent is? Well, because it's going to tell me a lot, and for those of us that produce, like. That circle gets tighter and tighter. I don't think people realize, really, there's like 892 of us do 10 or more transactions a year. Out of 24,000 licensees. Think about it. It's pretty jaw-dropping to me. Do you not think so?
No, I tell people all the time. I mean, when we, we're shooting a Winless Listing show tomorrow, and I tell people all the time, especially on that program, that, there's 27,000 agents. There's about a few dozen that I know for sure are really good and really care, and that's really what the bottom line is.
At the end of the day, yeah, and that's right too. Like the ones that come together in our collaborative, I know, I believe this. This is no bullshit. At the end of the day, I know it's in everybody's best interest. Again, will I rip somebody's face off? All flipping day. I don't choose to lead that way, though. I don't. I think it's kind of poor leadership.
Well, they rip someone's face off.
All day. Well, people probably think the old guy with the cane, like, I'll bop your ass. But no, I just want I just want everybody taken care of. Like, people have been so screwed by real estate agents across the board, generally speaking. Or you're working with them, and they're like, I bought 5 houses before, and I've never understood part. You've never understood? Yeah, because most agents don't explain anything. I know the ones that you go in contract with and it disappears. Like, all right, bitch, that's male or female. I'm not specific to that. Get out of my way. I'll globally manage it. And I've just accepted that to be a reality. Is that bad?
Well, no, I think that what happens is, someone's got to take the reins, and if the sell side, because the sell side has had so much hand over the course of the last 7 or 8 years, that a lot of times buyers, what I've heard from buyers mostly, because I always ask people, especially like on some of the TV shows.
I know, we gotta do that one again.
Like, hey,
on that.
why didn't you use the agent you bought the house with?
Oh my God.
And there's a list of things that they commonly say, and one of the top things that they say is, well, they didn't really do anything. I found this house.
Yeah. Or they didn't even know who the agent was. Look.
Or they don't remember.
I pulled all my buy deals. Zero ego. I don't care. I'm sure there's a bitch out there. I have no idea. They all used me when they sold the house. Without exception. I give it a list. We'll go over it. But I also stay in touch with the people. And look, when we're done with the transaction, whether I've exhausted them or not, I want them to understand from A to Z where they think they found the house or not. But that dynamic's changed, really. Like, on the buy side, look, it's not 1995. It's not 2000. Like, we would have to find the houses. It's just a very different dynamic. Now you have to navigate around all the shit that's out there, what's true, what's perceived to be half true, not true, and what's just damn false. You got to explain it. I don't know. It's just one of those things that, like, everybody would come together, and I promise you, I could name, it could be a laundry list of people come together, but like the ones that do come together, you'll notice, you'll see us again and again and again. You will. And to me, we're in a big city, small town. Boy, that applies in real estate. It really does. You got to watch out for the bad eggs. You know what the problem is? A few bad eggs ruin everything. We have more than a few bad ones. That's the unfortunate reality. The people like, my cousin got their license. I'm going to do this part-time. Anybody, I would never hire a real estate agent. No way. Here's my best advice to everyone. Hire me. But if not, hire Ricky. But if not, hire Sonia. I mean, I could go down and down. But at the end of the day, you sound like a total bitch. But you know where I'm going with it, right?
I do know where you're going with it.
I'm just glad to be back on this so we can get it out. You know where I'm going with it.
Let me make an announcement. First of all, Ricky, what is the index you like, Ricky? The NASDAQ?
No, he'll be a snowman stock too.
Anyway, no, tell me.
Index.
What's the new age index, Ricky? I want to know. So we'll pull that chart up and we'll see how that looks. I wore the orange jacket and I waited for the orange jacket. He says, you can see these are my colors, right? Look at that. Boom, boom.
I waited. Covered A, B, and C.
I waited to wear this to announce the rebirth, the renaissance.
We're coming back.
Big Daddy Radio.
Better than ever. Not your Bryan waistline, but everything else. And I can't wait. Boy, I have a lot to say.
This man has a lot to say.
It's going to be a fun show.
And you never know what he's going to say next.
No.
That's
actually,
for sure.
like sitting here.
I have no idea.
No, but that's the best part.
This is great because on the radio it always concerned me, but here we have no one to worry about.
The radio always concerned you.
It always concerned me.
But it always worked out, right?
It did work out. Yeah. It did work out. You were able to
I didn't think I dropped any F-bombs or anything
close it off right at the right time. And on the internet, you can say whatever you want, which is great because, let's be honest, people, like in normal conversations, like adults tend to curse. You know what I mean?
You know what they say, and it's not just made up. The most intelligent people have the malice of a sailor.
Really?
I'll get the article. I'll bring it up. That's will be one of the topics that we do. And I'm not saying that trying to stamp it. I try to remember, like, oh, no, don't let it. Boom.
The way I see it is like, don't try to curse.
No.
Just be yourself. And if you curse, then fuck it.
Or don't
you curse, but you do not have to worry about it.
No, I agree. That's the part that I love about it. And at the end of the day, like, well, if you're professional, you're winning. Like, well, fuck, you know what? Yeah. At the end of the day, if you're gonna work with me, you're probably gonna hear. I can be really good. I can be really good. But like, sometimes I get a little bit tired, not on purpose. It just comes out. But that's my personality. I don't think people should judge about that either. That's a whole other show for Big Daddy. But like, don't judge it. Don't judge it.
What are we going to talk about? What are we going to hear about in Big Daddy? Tell us about
what
you have coming up.
Well, we have a lot to talk about. People are like, I can talk about Kardashians. It's like, yeah, a little bit.
My wife and my daughter have been watching that show like crazy.
So well, here's one thing here we go. See, yeah, it'll come up. Because someone will piss me off in the comments, and I'll be like, oh, Kim Kardashian, but it's like, dude, or whoever, are you kidding me? Do you understand? Like, you can say what you want, but they're very artful business people. They're
What do you think about
business people.
Kanye?
He's a nut. He's a nut job. He's a wacko. He's going to drag her ass down. She better watch her cash with it. I'm sure it's on lockdown anyway. They had one of the episodes they were showing at the Christmas Eve party they had at the house, and that whack job was like, it was bullshit. And I like how she just rained him and like, bam, and cut back on the budget. But I'm being like, yeah, she knows he's going to go manic and go spend all of her money. I get it. But
Who do you think has more money? She does or he does?
Oh, God. She does for days. People, it might be the
Kanye?
person. Oh, yeah, 100%. You know what else is masterful about them? People are like, oh, that show's going to end. No. They're bopping out all these babies, which good for them. Bop out more. They can afford it. Like, do you see where it's going? Like now all the babies or the kids are getting bigger. It's like, that thing could keep rolling for decades. Kind of like Teen Mom.
True.
We'll be talking about like Teen Mom, too. We're like, what is that? It's like,
And why
watch
is there
on
a
MTV.
show about teen moms? Well, I don't
I was 10 years later and they're still following. I'm like, why am I watching this? I can't help it. But no,
Is it a train wreck? Yeah. What? I mean, have you seen it? What is that?
It started out very train wreck. They went to all like the middle of the country states. No judgment. I was just in Kentucky and I love it there. But they did, and they got all these like young ladies that were like 16, 17. Well, back then it would have been a train wreck. But then what they tried to do is hide it because they made a shit ton of money on that show. Finally now, they're starting to show what they really are living like. And it's like, it's okay, we get it. You've been on TV for 10 years. You better have some money in the bank. But it started out train wreck, and you can see what they've done. At the end of the day, what worried me about that show, like the global bomb, what worried me about it though is like, don't glamorize getting knocked up when you're 16. That's a shitty set of circumstances. For most people aren't going to get on Teen Mom.
Let me
Most
tell you
people aren't going to be able to live the way they're living.
My daughter is 12.
Yeah.
I saw her watching this show.
Oh my God.
Okay.
There you go. That's perspective.
I walked in, saw her watching the show called Teen Mom. Freaked
She's
out.
giving Maya all kinds of ideas here.
I
Yeah.
freaked out.
I would freak out.
Yeah, because what are you doing? I mean, like, listen, if that happens, to you, or you come
No
across as a
judgment. No judgment. No
You
judgment.
make the most.
You have to.
You do the best you
You
can.
have to. You have to.
But I don't know. It just felt like it was being glamorized in
It
some way.
is. Well,
And I thought that
they
was wrong.
they really were being taken advantage of. Look, at the end of the day, you got to figure this happens to people. This happens to families. Like kids get horny, they get knocked up. Problem is, like you stick it in and you knock her up. Who's going to take care of that kid for the next 18 to 20 years? It's scary. These kids are going on MTV. It's glamorized because if you see like, ooh, I can get pregnant, I'll be on TV. They have another one too. Shit, what is it called? And it's they're these bimbos in I don't know, Rancho Santa Fe or some crap. But
Here?
Yeah, I'll be talking about it on the show. It's like either Young Moms Club. It's either on E.
And it's here?
Yeah.
They're shooting it here?
Yeah.
In San Diego?
There are all these bitches that got pregnant when they were, and I mean that in the most loving way. Well, they're a little snarky though, but it's showing like even with them having money or the parents having money, it's like no, they're putting them to task. Like you got knocked up, or take care of your kid. One or two of them are living with mom and dad, but a couple of them, the parents just basically threw them out.
So they're sprouting out more shows like this.
Yeah, it'd be
I
like
just
Young
don't
Moms
understand.
Club. Or something. No, you wouldn't be having it because it's here. Then if you watch it, you really be like, Maya, no, it's on parental control restriction.
I just don't understand why is this something that's so interesting? Why is this interesting? What is interesting
I
about
don't, it's
this?
a really, you know what, it's a really good point. I like to bitch about it. I really like to bitch about it, but like, I'd probably be the first one watching it. I'm trying to figure out like, what compels me to watch that? Well, I think I'm fascinated by just the nature of humans in general. I really am. Like, I'm not a voyeur.
Well,
My mouth is too big for that, but like, I'm fascinated. I don't know. Or like reality TV,
I
or
took
like
us
The
off track.
Housewives.
I'm sorry about
No,
that.
it's okay.
I was trying to find
Dude,
out.
we just went into like a Big Daddy segment, though.
That's what I'm
basically,
saying.
is
I
what we
wanted
did.
to find out more about what you're
Yeah, there we
thinking
go.
about
Or like, I'm
on
gonna start
Big
talking about
Daddy,
Housewives now. Like, blah, blah,
Kardashians,
blah. Housewives.
Housewives,
Britney, Madonna.
pop culture.
All day. Actually, Madonna has a new album. Oh, you know
Politics?
what? No.
Are you going to leave that
of
alone, or
course.
what do you
Well,
think?
I
Trump's
no,
going to
no.
win next year, right?
No.
I mean, you have to know that.
Are you? You're baiting me on purpose. You're baiting me
No,
on
I
purpose.
mean, it's just-
no, Joe Biden. I'm sorry.
It's
It's
obvious.
Are you gonna knock Joe Biden now? He's a very centered dude. You don't like Joe Biden? I know
Come
you're a
on.
Trumper all day.
No, I'm not a Trumper all day. But
Well, I don't know.
I was definitely anti-Hillary.
No, I agree.
To me, she's the Wicked Witch of the West.
That whole campaign was a mess. The whole Bernie Sanders, that whole thing was a shit show for the
Stole
Democrats.
the nomination from Bernie, who was the rightful
it
candidate.
It was a shit show between them. Really, they need somebody moderate. What's that chick's name? That like the 29-year-old thing.
Well,
you know what she is.
There's like 30 candidates. The debate
she's
stage
not
is going to be
running.
full.
You know, or maybe you tune her out. She's like far left, progressive. She's too far left for me.
Elizabeth Warren?
No, I don't like her.
She's talking about eliminating all the student loan debt.
I don't like. Oh, okay, but I don't like her. Andrea, blah blah blah. Why can't I think of her damn name?
It's okay.
You know?
No, there's a whole bunch of them.
Which is super crazy. She's not going to run, but like she's got a big following, and so they're worried that like her views are going to impact the voters. But like, yeah.
Well, I think the third party did have an effect on this last election because I think a lot of people didn't want either candidate.
Absolutely.
And it took votes, and Trump won the landslide, but I think it did have an effect on those numbers. This time, it'll be interesting to see if that same circumstance happens again. I think it will depend upon the Democratic candidate. Now, if you get Bernie Sanders, who I believe will get it if they get out of his way, I think he would get it. Biden, there's some sketchy stuff there, bro. Okay? I mean, like, there's...
Well, tell me.
Well, I mean, just the compilation videos of him putting his hands on children he's taking pictures with, pretty darn disturbing. And then the fact that he would not apologize when given the opportunity on The View.
You're right. You're right. You know. We'll be talking about The View.
Joe, you want to apologize?
And
he just danced around it.
No, we're talking about The View too. I liked it. You saw
the audacity to not at least apologize. I'm sorry.
I didn't see the kid thing. That would bother me. Here was my only thing. Like, I'm not. Well, you know, I'm kind of levy, but not with kids hands off. I don't know. I just think it sends the wrong message. I'll have to go look at it now. It's gonna make me hate Joe Biden now. No.
I get it. You hate him. I'm just saying there's some weird shit.
No, or like how they
really
say
weird.
he's touchy, this and that. But like, it's okay to be like a sweet guy too. I don't know him. I'm not saying I didn't know the kid thing. I say like the women going crazy. I don't know. At the end of the day, like shit, we've got to get our stuff straight in this country ASAP. Like,
can't we all just get along?
Yeah, can't we all get along? And like, if you're hugging somebody, you tell somebody you love them, does that mean you want to screw them? No, absolutely not. Actually, the problem is I'm not so afraid. I'm not going to censor myself. I don't care. I know where my intentions are. If somebody misinterprets that, then that's their problem, not mine. I tell you though, it's taking me. I'll be 54 on Thursday. Jesus Christ! I'm like, how did that happen? But I will say this to anyone who's like 35, your age watching. You'll see. Wait till you turn 50. You won't care. And when I mean that, I don't mean you're lacking compassion. No. Like, people can have whatever opinion they want. I'm not worried anymore. Like, if you don't like it, boom. Or you want to know why I walk with a cane, boom. You want to know my story? You know. I don't care. I'll tell you a story. No stories. It's just reality. Like Parkinson's is killing my voice. Can you tell?
I can.
Yeah, it's dragging my voice down. It bugs. Hopefully, if I'm hard to understand, like, that's another thing. I think the show too.
You know what you need to do? Can I give you some advice on that?
Please.
As a guy who's done radio and stuff for years and years and years every day.
Yeah.
The best thing for your voice and for the whole contraption that is like the vocal cords is sugar. So if you're not big on sugar, like it's tough.
Are you kidding me?
Honey. So honey.
You open my door at the office, you die.
Skittles are great. If you can drink, like even just like Sierra Mist, something that has real sugar, not high fructose.
No, I drink Mexican Coke by the pallet.
So
by the pallet. No kidding.
So stuff like that has real sugar, not the fake stuff, like the Diet Coke, Coke Zero, and all that crap.
No, like the cane sugar.
Sierra Mist, like that's the one.
Okay.
Or one of the like boutique sodas that has real sugar.
Yeah, like
that's the best thing that like it for whatever reason it coats the throat. Like even if you just have a sore throat or if you're overusing your vocal cords, you talk all day.
Yeah.
You know, and then you have something that's also attacking your vocal cords.
Yeah.
It just really soothes it, and that friction that happens in there is much more contained if you have a little sugar in there. So like cough drops are good, except the problem with cough drops is your body sort of it normalizes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Homeostasizes.
Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah.
So it gets used to it, then it stops producing its own moisture. So you don't want to do cough drops. But the drinks are good. And just keep that in mind. Honey. Like if you're having a bad throat day, go honey. Either get some
Remember
tea
that.
with honey, or just get the honey packets and just eat the honey packet.
That's the deal. You know, and you asked about the show too. I'm like, you know me. I'm not gonna lack on it. I don't want. There's no pity party. I don't need one. I promise. But like, early onset Parkinson's sucks. It's okay though. Like, it's the last thing that should be the first thing I'm worried about, but it's kind of the last thing I'm worried about. However, it's just, like my vocal cords are destroyed. Think of all the crap I've been through. It's crazy. Especially my voice starts going, but thank you for that. And it's like, speaking of sugar and early onset Parkinson's, somebody's like, your diet, go vegan, go this. I'm like, no, maybe. With you. Actually, you're taking me to, actually, right, you're really, but the plant paradox. Like someone, I love her to death. She's a sweetheart. And she's like, you've got to read this book. And I'm like, I'm not going vegan, but okay, I'll read it. Here, I'll send you a screenshot. But like, do you read Plant Paradox?
No.
Oh, interesting. It's all about nutrition and food and how it affects your body. It's interesting, actually.
You know what was sort of a waking up moment for me recently was I went to my acupuncturist,
Yeah.
who I've referred you to,
Yeah.
and she took one look at me. I had been really sick. She took one look at me. She took my pulse. She looked under my tongue, and she goes, "You're malnourished." She's like, "I told you this would happen. Like years ago when I first started seeing you, you told me you were on a vegan diet. I told you this would happen." And she's like, you have to become, she's like, you either have to take omega-3 supplements, which are fish,
Makes sense.
or you have to become like
Pescatarian.
an ace at understanding supplements, and you have to like to do this because your body is malnourished. And at the time, I had uncontrollable hunger. I was so hungry. I was eating. This is before KT was born, probably December.
Okay.
I had uncontrollable hunger. I was having really bad reactions to caffeine. I actually had to cut caffeine completely out.
Ooh.
All these weird things were showing
Yeah.
up. And she was like, this is your body screaming for help. So now I'm taking multivitamins every day. I have a men's multivitamin, a vegan multivitamin, omega-3. So I'm taking fish oil. I'm taking omega-3 vitamins, you know, even though I say I'm vegan. I'm not really vegan now. But immediately, I mean, within 48 hours, like, I could feel the things balance. Just like
the body's interesting. So wait, you're not really vegan now?
Not technically, no, because I'm
Eating
taking
fish?
fish oil. I'm not eating it.
See, that's the thing about vegan.
It's very strict.
Yeah, it's super strict. Like, I get it. I like it, but like, no, I want to wear my cologne. Or no, I get like, bam, that was down. I'm going to test it. Well, then I don't know. Some bitch was saying that, like, do you know that company? I'm like, no, don't make me feel bad about what I'm, especially when it comes to animals. We'll talk about, you know how I am about that. Like, 100% support it. So I was going to say about on the show, like, we'll talk about some health stuff because I don't think enough people talk about it, or they're afraid to talk about it, or they're afraid it's going to impact their professional life. I've never thought twice about it. You can ask anyone who works with me or works around me, like, even Ryan, the newest, he's like, he's 35, I'm 54, he's like, do you ever stop? No. I don't think that I do. So like, it's just like, it's perspective. So I want people to have perspective. Like, don't let that weigh you down. I could lay on the couch and crawl in a ball, and like, it would be very severe consequences very quickly. And I think understanding that, understanding what you have. See, because I don't ever look online. I don't want to read about it. I don't want to read about it. I seem to be like the medical lotto whenever something happens. But at some point, you have to educate yourself, too. So I think that forum there, like, we'll pull that in as well. It doesn't have to be all about Parkinson's or Wolf's disease. But I think an understanding of what somebody's going through. So I think we might look at some different people, different stories, different things.
Some different guests.
Yeah, and shake it up. In politics, how could we not? I would really like it to be like a view format, but I don't want to have to crawl across the table and stop somebody. Although, actually, maybe we do. At the end of the day, well, I have some good, like, balancing factor. Because I think people with me think, like, oh, yeah, uh-huh. Or, like, when people would pelt on me, like, oh, it's an Avon salesman. I'm like, fuck are you talking about? Oh, Keller Williams. I didn't get it, because I think I had my name badge on or something. You're talking about profit share? All that means, it's not Avon. They're not forcing you to do anything. They're not multi-level marketing. They're trying so that people can have a passive stream of income. Bring the agents on. You have to vest for 3 years. And then, yeah, you build a downline. But it's like, it's not what people's... it's some bitch that was at another brokerage that was from KW. It was my favorite part are the ones that are from Keller Williams, and they bash on it. There's nothing to bash on. Actually, I'll tell you one thing. Gary Keller, cranky guy. You wouldn't... I love him, but, like, it's cranky. a little bit around the edge. He's brilliant, though. He's brilliant. That dude's brilliant. He really is. Think about how huge that company is. Like, he's cranky. A little rough around the edges. But, like, number one brokerage in the country, literally, truly. Yet he stays private. That dude could flip that thing and go public, and that would be colossal. But like he said,
he missed his opportunity.
I was just, you got it. You bitch. You took what I was going to say.
He missed it.
But he did. It would have been like.
Because he got gutted by EXP.
He got, and then.
And Compass.
Compass.
Because Keller Williams was
very different.
Enormous. Number
totally.
one by far. May still
very
be.
different.
But,
very different.
Oh. Man, they took
I will say the EXP thing, it's weird. It's like, look, let's talk about it really quick. The EXP thing, okay. But it's a bunch of disgruntled KW agents that open their virtual brokerage. Well, I like a lot of people that are there, or that I do. So I'm not knocking EXP or its model, zero. Do not misunderstand. But what I didn't like about it, like you roar out of the gate, like bam, 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 bam. This is, okay, we get it, down. A lot of the people from EXP came back to KW. It's a weird thing. That's okay, though. That's another story. Compass, mad respect for them. Like, look, they knew what they were doing. And almost, it was that close. It was on the table for me.
For you?
Yeah, but and I look, the people that are there, there's a litany, a long list of people that I have mad respect for. Not Ricky, of course. Sonia Zuzi, of course. Jason Cassidy, of course. I could keep going. Sasha, I could keep going. The people that they were intentional about what they did. And they didn't, no disrespect. Everybody has to start somewhere. Everybody has to have a first day in whatever profession. But if you're going to build a company and you want to get stake in a market, you got to get the people that are producing. Just like I said, like the 892 of us or whatever it is that do 10 or more in a year transaction. Crap, if I did 10 transactions a year, I'd shoot myself. I've got to do way more. That would not work. That would not work for my clothes habit or anything else. But I think where Compass is smart, and they're a great company. That's what I'm talking about community. Now someone will tell me, like, oh, a KW isn't talking about Compass. Yes, they're a great brokerage. They are. They have fantastic people. They've got amazing people that they brought over there. Keller Williams, yes, of course, there's fantastic people. Why for me was it different? Why? Well, here I am, blah, 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 about Compass. Why am I KW? For me, a little bit where it's a little different than for a lot of people. It's like, it's more of a national reach. So, like, I'll teach for them across the country. When people are referring into San Diego, you can go online all day, but the KW people like to know who they are. So it's just referral opportunities. I can't tell you how many deals I've gotten, even in the last couple of months. They're from KW agents in other states that want to place them, but they place them because they know you. So I have that unique opportunity.
Yeah,
so
that makes sense.
I just had to look at it. It was a hard decision. It was a hard decision, I'm being honest.
Think about it this way. And, I mean, no matter what business you have,
yeah,
whether it's a restaurant or whether it's a media company or whether it's a real estate brokerage, you have to innovate so often.
Yeah.
You have to change yourself so much, so quickly, so regularly in order to stay relevant. I mean, look at how many restaurants Gordon Bierce is going out of business.
Oh, yeah.
Mission Valley.
Yeah, I know.
He's going out of business. He's got 1 month left.
It has heyday.
That's heyday. They didn't reinvent. They just stuck with status quo.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Until it stopped making money. Now they're shutting it down. You know, if you want to make headway in this world today, you have to constantly reinvent. You have to constantly be pushing the bleeding edge of whatever it is.
And pushing.
Pushing. The bigger you get, the harder it is to do that. Compass is getting big, you know, and they are, you could say, very big at this point.
Yeah.
In certain marketplaces.
No, yeah, and the right markets though.
In the right markets.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
The bigger that those companies get,
the more the
more
metropolis.
difficult.
Right.
Right. So you know, EXP is smaller now. They're getting there, but they're bringing on agents. So it's kind of the same thing with each one. Why, if you're in the real estate industry and you've been at Century 21 for the past 18 years, why would you change?
There'd be lots of reasons to change. No disrespect, Century 21.
Yeah, exactly. But there's so
many.
many things that's like, well, they're doing this and they're doing that and they're doing this. And man, you know, the idea of staying is like the one thing that no one's even considering doing. It's like,
It's
which
crazy.
one am I going to go to?
It's
so
crazy.
I agree with you. let's all get along and let's
Make
all
it happen. Make it happen. Or like Gary Keller, I'll give him credit. Look, everyone's gonna pelt about it. That's not a kid. Oh, blah blah blah. Well, the dude is like, look, he's acquired a lot of tech companies. People are gonna be for a big surprise. Just you'll see. Give it a couple more months. Like, but the problem is like he's waiting too long. No. It's kind of crazy. All the platforms and everything they have. Do I love Keller Williams with all my heart? Yes, I do. Is our KW Metro office amazing? Absolutely. A lot of great people, and a lot of great people have left there and gone to other brokerages, and it doesn't have to be hostile. It doesn't. Oh, that office is such like a family. I don't want to start crying about it right now, but like, there's something special about that, and that's the only reason I say community in general. Strip the brokerage part away. Like, I'll go to lunch all day. I don't care where they're at, who they're affiliated with. They do business like I do business all day. And the people that do business like myself, or Ricky, or the Sonia, or Bridget Potterton, or Sonia, anyone, I can keep listing until the day is long. Who cares? But there's power in it. I promise. I know it sounds airy-fairy. It's not. Well, I wouldn't be airy-fairy about shit. No. All the thing I'm airy-fairy about is like, I don't believe there's randomness in the universe. So that can be another topic for big. It will be an ongoing topic. I just don't believe in coincidence. If things are just freaking coincidental, then shit. Stop. Damn, coincidence is a big damn deal. It really would be. It can't be that random. Yes, I am becoming airy-fairy. I just said shit. I just said I wasn't. Does that sound airy-fairy? All the energy and all that. But there's something about energy and for like how you just know you have a connection. Like day one we met, we knew. Mm-hmm. How does that happen? Like you just fall right in. I guess it's not coincidence. I know it's not. I'm just saying.
I would love to be on the panel for that show.
Yeah.
If you'll have me, you let me know.
Of course, all day.
And let's make sure everybody follows Big Daddy Radio on Facebook. We're going to tag it in this post. It is coming to you in July. And share this, of course, with your friends. Make them smarter than everyone else. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Yeah, it was awesome.